that's not all, folks. Here's the real blockbuster. Brace yourselves, you might want to sit down.
Spider-Man's real name is... Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker.
That ain't me.
Alright guys, this is it. What a better way to open up 2022 with the most anticipated film of 2021. Spider-Man No Way Home has come out, and after 2 weeks of procrastinating, I have finally watched it. Now, going into this movie, I didn't really know what to expect. I knew that Spider-Man was going to be in it, and when it was coming out, that's it. I avoided the trailers and any information about the film. Now, I did hear a rumor about this movie very early in the process, but I just ignored it. See how easy that is? But after all the speculation and fan theories, was Spider-Man No Way Home any good? No, it's not. It's incredible. Now, from here on out, I'm going to be talking about spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it, or if you don't care about spoilers, then you can continue watching. There's your warning. Okay, here we go. I better not see y'all pressed in the comments. Now, did I expect this movie to be bad? No. I've enjoyed Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and all of his movies are really good. So, I expected to enjoy this movie. The biggest enjoyment of this movie is the 3 Spider-Men on screen. Both Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire not only make an appearance in this movie, but they add to the story. I gotta say, I'm pretty surprised by this. See, when movies or shows bring back old characters, it usually doesn't work for me. I have a few issues with this, but my biggest problem is that these characters don't add much to the story other than getting fans excited, or it's a desperate way to keep the fans engaged while their story is dying. Yeah, I'm looking at you. We got beef. Oh, and I didn't forget about you either. You're not off the hook. So I'm very surprised that Andrew and Tobey's Spider-Man added a lot to this story. Also, Andrew Garfield's character is surprisingly good in this movie. I think it's very acceptable to say that he has the worst Spider-Man movie out of the 3. So his character gets like a redemption arc somehow. I thought he was good, and his charisma is just so amazing. There's so many things I can say about his character. It was just really good to watch. The dynamic between these 3 adds so much to the story, and both Andrew and Tobey don't overshadow Tom. It just works so well. I'm just very surprised that they were able to balance all 3 characters and literally everything else that's going on with the multiverse and Doctor Strange and the supervillains. It all works very well. The story does a great job of having Tom call the shots and making the story about him. By the end of the movie, we're used to the version of Spider-Man that we're all used to. Living in a bad apartment, having no connection with the Avengers, and just being Peter Parker. Somehow this trilogy worked backwards, and by the 3rd movie, it brought him back to Earth, and yeah, I really like that. It's a unique way to write this version of Spider-Man, and the inclusion of the old supervillains work. All of them are pretty menacing and scary, specifically Electro. Now, not all of them get a lot of like characterization. Like Sandman gets some characterization, and then the Lizard, he gets like, I don't know, like a few lines, and then he comes at the end and fights the 3 Spider-Men. That's about it. But I don't know what it was about Jamie Foxx's performance, but it brought an evil version of Electro that I was not really aware of. It was pretty scary how lustful he was in this story. The Green Goblin was an absolute menace as well. Not only will he kill people to get what he wants, but he also enjoys it. So to have Peter fight someone who will kill to get what he wants adds a lot of depth to his character. And then of course the villains, like I mentioned earlier, Sandman, Doc Ock, and Lizard are pretty good as well. Doc Ock specifically, I really enjoyed his character. I thought he was really good, and yeah, just added so much to the story. And to see him actually be rehabilitated and like turn into this good person, that was pretty shocking to me. So yeah, I like that a lot. And it was also cool to see them interact with one another. And watching him use his power responsibly to fix these supervillains was an interesting twist. Now, I had no idea if this was going to work. Heck, I didn't think it was going to work. I was like, yeah, That sounds like suicide, Peter, but good luck. I don't know if you're gonna do that. But he did it. He ended up rehabilitating them, turning them, I guess, good, or fixing them in a way. And yeah, it works well in the story, and the story makes it very convincing. It shouldn't work, because that's something that I didn't see coming and seems kind of cliche, but it does work. And yeah, I liked it. I was very surprised by that. But this shows that Spider-Man has a pure heart and tries to help everyone, even if they're evil. So yeah, I really like that. So at the end of the day, this Spider-Man movie is good. I liked it a lot. It's cool to see these worlds come together. This movie feels like a big fan service, and to be honest, I'm not even upset. Usually I would, okay, because I don't think fan service is done very well. I haven't seen it done well very often, I should say. So yeah, it shouldn't work, but it does work, and I don't really mind it. I'm not even upset about this. My zombie brain was active, and I enjoyed the movie. So I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10.
That ain't me.